to Let's Talk About That. We have Casie and Jessica here with us today. They are our work neighbors.
Yeah.
How are you guys doing?
Good.
Really good.
Yeah?
Really good.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about yourselves. What do you guys do?
Okay, so the name of the studio is Layne Makeup and Lash Studio. And what it is a big studio with 6 suites. And each one of us do something different. We all own our own businesses. So
Okay.
I do mostly lash extensions. But I do like lash lifts and tints, microblading, waxing, makeup lessons, that kind of thing. And then we have nails, that's Bottega Nails. And then she does all nail services, manis, pedis, acrylics, all the things.
Yeah, that's Caddy. She's awesome.
That's Caddy. And then the Linus Lab, that's Kaylee. She does brow lamination. I call her the brow queen when it comes to brow laminations. They're beautiful.
Okay.
And that's
Is she just in that building or is she located in other places?
She was downtown.
Okay.
And she moved back in, I believe, September.
Okay.
So she does brow waxing, brow tinting, that kind of thing too. And she does lash extensions as well. And then we have Summer, Summer Scissor Hands.
I love that.
She
So clever.
Yeah, we love Summer. She is super passionate as well, and she does all hair services, but she also does like body waxing too.
Okay.
And she does gel manicures.
Ooh.
So we all do like a little bit of everything. And Jessica, the brow co, she's downstairs. She can introduce herself, but like she does all permanent makeup, piercings, tiny tattoos, and then the chained Melody, Brittany, she does permanent jewelry.
Okay.
And what that is, people think it's some kind of like permanent piercing.
Like dermals, kind of.
People are
Okay.
thinking it's like
not.
a dermal piercing. It's not. It is just a piece of jewelry that is kind of like welded together.
Okay.
And
Permanent
you can
jewelry.
permanent,
Yeah.
it's fitted to you.
I've seen that all over
Yeah.
social media, TikTok and stuff.
It's so awesome because you can wear it with sweatpants or with your blazers and it looks fine. And I mean, I have 6
Do you just
kids,
do it with like
and
bracelets
these
or
things
is
do
it
not-
like
I have an
stuff?
anklet. I have an anklet and then this
Nice.
necklace.
Ooh, and she's
Okay.
gonna do a toe ring on me for my birthday.
Yeah, she can do
excited.
rings. It's
I love
super cool.
anklets. I always like get them
so
at the
do I.
store, souvenirs, whatever, but they always fall off.
Yeah, every time I go to flex my foot, like they snap.
Yeah.
But no, I'm telling you, these things are strong. I've had it for like months and months now, and I have a 15-month-old daughter, and she likes to pull on it. And
Oh,
stuff.
perfect.
Like, these are so good.
Okay.
The really cool thing that makes Brittany stand out with her permanent jewelry is if, let's just say you snag it on something and it does break off, because I mean, let's be honest,
Stuff happens.
Yeah.
jewelry.
Yeah.
You know, she just let her know and she'll put it back together for you.
That's awesome.
Yeah, she's
If you
really
want
good
it
about
off,
that.
is there a way to
Yeah,
get
she'll
it
just
off?
snip it off.
Oh, okay.
Yep, it's super simple.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Her appointment times are like, depending on if it's a group or not, but if it's a single person getting like a single bracelet, 10 minutes, 15 minutes.
Shoot.
But
And
her-
if you save the change, and you decide you want it back on later,
yeah.
she'll put it back on for you.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Cool.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Super cute.
Great.
Yep.
Yep. But I'm Jessica. I own the Brow Co Aesthetic Studio. I specialize in permanent makeup and fine line tattoos. I do everything from microblading to powder brows to lip blushing. I do Brazilian stretch mark and scar therapy or camouflage, which is a
Okay.
really cool treatment. And I'm the only studio in Indiana, I'm so proud of this, that offers permanent under eye concealer. And
Okay.
it is life-changing.
Really?
And then, yes, oh my gosh, it's so amazing. If I could do it on myself, I would, but I can't, so. But it's awesome. And then I also do fine line tattoos and body piercings. Well, ear, nose, belly.
That's awesome.
But yeah, it's super fun. And I just started doing training. So now I'm starting to take my own students, which is really exciting. And my first training's in May. And
That
I get
is
to do
very
it right at the studio. So it's gonna be super cool.
Are you nervous at all or?
A little. Yeah, a little. But I'm excited. I have such a passion for it. And I genuinely want my students to succeed and to be able to, leave and be super excited and confident and just like actually ready to go. And I think that I'll be able to provide that for them. So it'll be super fun, I think.
Awesome.
And I get to meet a lot of really cool people.
So how'd you guys get into what you're doing? Like, was it just like a hobby and it kind of grew into a career or
Well, for me, I used to do hair, and whoever does hair, I give them props because that is a lot of the same people in the same studio all day, every single day, and you are on your feet all day, and you are talking to people, and you're exhausted, and you don't make enough money, in my opinion, to do hair for as much work as it is. And I just kind of realized that wasn't exactly for me. I'm very artsy, so I like to work with my hands, but I also like to create things. And while hair is really cool and you can do a lot with it, you're a bit limited. So when I found out about permanent makeup, I was like, oh man, this is for me. Like, you're telling me I get to make art on people's faces? Like, this is so cool. I love it. I love to make women feel beautiful. That's always been my passion.
Or?
No, I actually took my first class in certification at Michiana Microblading with Lindsay and Jordan.
Okay.
They're like the biggest training studio around here, and they were kind of the first ones to kind of jump on it. They're amazing people. They're awesome. Actually, Casie took her training there as well.
Really? Okay.
I did 2 different courses with them.
That's awesome.
Yes.
So it's really cool. It's such a community of people, and we all kind of lean on each other. And I think that's like why I love our studio so much too, is because while there are other, suites that are kind of doing the same things, we are able to we bounce back and forth. Like, if somebody's not comfortable, they'll send them to me, or I'll send, them, and we just kind of refer all through the studio. And I think that is so special because there's a lot of people view the beauty industry as kind of a competition, and I don't think we really view it like that.
We don't have that at the studio.
No.
We really
help each other out.
Yeah, we're a team. And I know probably every studio or salon says that, but there are enough clients to go around.
Oh, 100%.
You know what I mean? And there's always room to grow with everything. And
everybody's always going to need something or want something.
Exactly.
Everybody's going to want to get their hair done at some point, or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
So
that's one great thing about this industry, is that we are a very, I guess, vain world. It's one thing that's never going to go out of style.
Right.
That was the biggest thing. Even during COVID, people were just like, oh my gosh, can't get my hair done, can't get this done.
Right.
And I know certain salons were sending people home with color to do their own.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
Which
scary.
is kind of scary.
Yeah, no kidding.
Been there, done that. Not going to do it again.
Yeah.
No kidding. That's not for me.
People will if they don't have the money, they're going to find the money.
Oh, yeah.
To get their services done.
Definitely.
And you know what, though? The way I look at that is, if getting your brows waxed or your brows tattooed or whatever, if that makes you feel so much better about yourself,
do it.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Do it.
No, not at all.
No.
We need those little things.
Yeah.
There are so many other things in life that interfere with our mindset that
So
those
true.
little perks like that, heck yeah.
Shoot, guys
I
can
agree
go to
with
the
that.
gym and work out and stuff. Feel
Exactly.
better about
Nobody says anything to them about that.
Right. So I started doing hair back in 2008.
Okay.
And I bounced around a little bit with salons. I've worked at high-end salons, chain salons, and I even managed a salon.
Oh.
And because I knew at one point I wanted to own my own business.
Yeah.
And I didn't know exactly how that was gonna, which way it would go.
Right. Get the experience.
Yeah.
Try to figure out what to do next.
Yep. So what happened was I got burnt out. And because I was doing hair at home too.
Okay.
And that's a whole nother story, but that gets crazy. But
So you were kind of doubling up on stuff.
yeah, absolutely. Yep, I was. And so I burnt myself out pretty quickly, and I was working a lot of nights and weekends too. Oof. And I have a family, so I took a break, about a 7-year break to be exact. And I did something else. And my oldest son graduated from high school, and we found out he had stage 4 Hodgkin's lymphoma.
Oh.
And while I was sitting at my desk at this job that I was at for 7 years, I did not stop doing hair, and I did it on the side still. But I had an epiphany. I was like, Casie, what are you doing? What are you doing? You are wasting your talent, and this is not what you want to do for life. It doesn't fill your cup.
No.
Right.
And so at that moment, I literally made a decision and I got on and signed up for my lash extension course.
That's awesome.
And then I started planning how I was going to start my business and where it was going to be, the name and everything. And it just built from there. And that was 3.5 years ago.
That's awesome.
So he was my push to just that leap of faith. Like, you know what? Life is too short.
Truly.
You don't know.
You don't want to just
he's
live
18.
life. You want to love the life that you're living.
Yeah, exactly.
Love
That's
what
a
you're
great way to
doing.
put it. I love that.
Yeah.
He's 18 and I thought if this can happen to him, you know what I mean? And Grant, he's fine. He's in remission.
Okay, good. I was going to ask.
He's 22. He's doing just fine.
That's good.
But that was just in that moment. That's what I needed. And then I, little by little, I went down to part-time and I was doing both my business and working at the other job. And then I just got to a point where I felt I could just leave. So, but it's all about my inspiration is I want to help women feel more beautiful, regardless
So that's your goal. Like that's your focus.
Yeah, if I can just make their day a little bit better, if I can build a, self-esteem, confidence, that's what I really love. But what I love, I'm giving myself chills right now talking about it.
I love
is the relationships that I've built.
Yeah.
And I had a cancer patient come in today. She's actually getting cancer or chemo. And she's just like, I've been so depressed,
Oh.
And so it's like stories like that really keep us going. And it's the relationships and the people that we get to meet in their stories,
Definitely.
It's
Yeah.
super cool.
And there's so many people with so many different stories.
Yeah.
I
That's
love
awesome.
it. Getting to, like she said, getting to meet everybody and hearing their stories and then having a story of our own too. Because, my 20s straight handed it to me. So, I didn't make some of the best decisions, but I'm able to kind of turn that around and use it as a testimony instead and, be able to help my clients through some hard life stuff, because at the end of the day, we're also therapists. Our chairs are where people can just unload.
We were just talking about that.
Yeah.
We really are.
Yeah. And so when you build that trust factor and you become friends with these clients, you just kind of hear so much more than what, you typically learn from someone. So to be able to kind of help them through things and, at the end of the day, they kind of help us too. So hearing, from different perspectives and all that stuff, it's all that in, its entirety does, I think, make what we do just so special.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And the whole therapy thing, like we were talking about that earlier, sometimes that's your only time out of the day to sit down and just have somebody do your hair for you.
Exactly.
Or there's some people that just get so depressed and you just need somebody there for you to help you out sometimes. And
Exactly. That's me through like all the winter months. Just like throw it up and
Oh
mess
my
you
God.
up, be done with
as soon as
it.
the sun started coming out, my mood was instant change.
You really do. You just feel that weight kind of lift off of you and the life come back into you after like
Definitely.
a long, dreary winter.
Yes.
And there's nothing better than sitting in a shampoo bowl and have somebody else just, rub.
Definitely.
Like,
oh yeah.
It just makes me feel so good. I love it. It's my favorite part.
What's super cool is my lady today, she doesn't have any hair.
Okay.
And she's like, it's amazing how I used to fuss with my hair so much. She's like, I was always getting it colored and all the things. And she's like, now I don't have any. But now she's getting her lashes done and she's getting her, I told her, I said, as long as you have lashes, I can put lash extensions on you. No problem. We're tinting her brows and she's just like, it's just funny how your life can change and your focus changes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And then she says, well, I have a wig. Do you have anybody here that can help me cut my wig?
Oh, that's so sweet.
And I said, yes, of course.
Do you talk to Summer?
Yeah, she grabbed Summer's card, but Summer was with a client. And I said, Summer would love to help you
That's
with your wig.
so
yeah.
sweet.
Yeah.
Oh.
So that was like the goal. I wanted like a one-stop shop.
Yeah.
Because you know how many people like come and they say, now I got to go across town to get my nails done or my facial or whatever.
And you're like, no, you don't.
Yeah.
One-stop shop.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah, and we try to build like a really warm, like welcoming atmosphere.
Yes.
It is too. I've been inside. She showed me around a little bit.
Yeah.
It does look really cozy and nice in there.
Yeah.
Like you definitely feel welcomed.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's great because I have so many clients that come downstairs because I'm located on the lower level and they always, mention like how good it smells and it's always so inviting and it's so cozy and so I love that.
Oh,
that
yeah.
makes a huge difference. You don't want to walk into a place where it's nice and stuffy and you don't
No, yeah.
you know, welcome really, or it's just like, we want to be a vibe, a whole vibe, you know, that everybody kind of meshes with.
Yeah.
And I think it really does kind of just attract our ideal client too, you know, people that are just like us. So, and what's funny is that all girls in each suite, we're so much alike.
That's good.
Like we all have our little bit of differences, but for the most part, I feel like we're all very much the same.
Yeah.
And we all have the kind of the same mindset as to how we run our business and how we want it to go and the way we want people to feel while we're there. So I think that really helps too, because when you're recommending people to, you know, your fellow suites, you know, other businesses, you want them to get the same experience there as they're getting, you know, with you. And I know that I can trust that with every single one of those suites, that they're going to go above and beyond and make them just feel A1.
Yeah.
So
I think another thing that's super cool is, so it's an actual suite that has a door.
Okay.
Yep.
So, you know, normal salons are wide open. You can hear everybody else's conversations. You can see everyone else.
Yep.
I think one of the biggest things that I've heard is I like how you are in your own suite and it's private.
Yeah.
So if you want to have that therapy session,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? No one else is going to know your business.
Right.
Exactly.
And you feel like you really get that one-on-one time and just build, and that's how we build the relationships.
Oh, absolutely.
You know?
I agree with that 100%.
Yeah. And I think that's another reason why we probably would stand out is because it's just so private and comfy and cozy. It's a treatment. It is a treat yourself. You could spend the whole day there kind of place.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It does feel like it there.
It really does.
Yeah.
I love that.
And that's the kind of feeling that you want for your clients to come in and feel welcomed and cozy, like, oh, I'm at home.
Yeah, exactly. And want to come back and just tell everybody like, oh my gosh, you guys have to check this place out. You know, like this is the coolest. I love that.
And it's great that, like, even though you guys are separate, like, suites, businesses, you still work together as a team and you still, like, want that environment, like you were saying, to be the same as each other, like to vibe off of each other.
Exactly.
Same thing here. Like everybody always gets along so well. Everybody's got that goofy, fun personality. Like you're able to talk to people well and just connect with people well. Like it's a great thing to have when you have a good team like that.
Oh, absolutely. Because not only do we, goof off and, we work really well together business wise, I think at the end of the day, we're all friends.
Yeah.
Like, I could go and reach out to any one of these girls and be like, look, like I had the worst day, like I need to vent, and I can talk to them and they will listen, and I know that it's not going to go anywhere.
Yeah.
So I feel like that is such a huge, that's huge, I don't want to have to worry about, if I vent to one of my friends at the salon, that it's going to go somewhere. My business is going to be out there for everybody to see. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like just knowing that you have that confidence in them as well is huge, because this world's crazy, know?
Yeah. That is true. That is very true. We're not catty.
No.
Like, we're not, there's no bickering back and forth. There's no, you know what I mean? It is what it is.
Really trust you guys.
Yeah.
It is. And it's, we actually don't even really, I don't tolerate gossip at all in my studio. I don't think, while you can vent about, your situation, it's not a thing where, I'm going to allow somebody to sit and just like badmouth a bunch of other people that I don't know. I just don't feel like that's very, it's just kind of toxic, and it kind of brings the vibe down, and I just don't think
all
it's
positive.
Exactly.
Vibes.
It's all positive vibes. It doesn't really work for anybody so that's kind of one thing that I've noticed all through our studios, that we don't really tolerate that. Not in a mean way, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, of course.
That makes sense.
Sure. That's why, we're therapists. We're good at like changing subjects.
Yeah, we are. Just guide a little this way.
Push it this way a little bit,
What do we want to do with your hair today?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Because we want them to feel comfortable. I just, my goal as a person is just to love others. I don't feel like it's my place to judge anybody else. And plus, 9 out of 10 times, we don't really know the journey that they're walking. A lot of times we're very quiet, and what you see on the outside is only a fraction of what they really are.
100%.
So that's not my place to judge that. It's our place to encourage.
I agree.
And, be a light for them instead of, adding darkness to this already super dark world. So if I can, help that a little bit, then I will.
Like you guys said earlier, that's the goal in general, is to bring light to people, like help them feel more confident in themselves.
Yep.
Yeah.
I agree with that 100%.
Yep.
So how long have you guys been over next door?
So I opened in August.
Okay.
So
last year?
yes.
Okay.
So it hasn't even been a year.
Really?
Man, we've been booming.
I know. So it's crazy because when I found the place, I walked in and I was like, oh, like this is it,
This is the one.
I knew I would be okay by myself, but obviously the goal was to fill the suites.
Yeah.
And within a month, I had the first one filled.
That's
Then it was
awesome.
like boom, 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 boom. After that, it just kind of
Yeah.
all fell into place. And it was really crazy with Jessica is I don't even know how I found her, but I came across some of her work and I was watching. And then I saw her post that she needed a space.
Yep.
And I was like, oh,
Perfect.
oh my gosh.
Well, what's crazy is I was actually not even looking for I was actually looking for my own building at that point.
Okay.
My husband had not been laid off from the factory yet because he works in RVs and it kind of took a tank.
Okay.
So I was kind of at a position where I was ready for my own building just like Casie was. And then so she had reached out. I posted on Michiana Small
Yep.
Businesses.
Yep.
And I was like looking for,
Everybody's using that.
I used the
Yeah.
word space to rent, but I meant like a building space.
Yeah.
But she had reached out. She messaged me and she was like, "Hey, I have a room. I have a suite for you. Like I have a couple. I think you had 2 left
had 2,
still."
yes.
And so I messaged her back and I was like, "Hey, I'm actually not looking for a small space. I'm looking to get my own place." And we chatted for a little bit, and then
Why not? I'll go check it out.
well, no, actually, my husband then got laid off, and so
Okay.
we no longer were able or in a position to
Yeah.
purchase a building. And so come November, so this was like 2 months later, out of nowhere, I was like, man, I really need to get out of here, because I actually was working at my home studio for a second because I couldn't afford to rent anywhere else. The place I was at before, it was just super expensive, and being on one income, it just wasn't a good idea.
Yeah.
Or practical. And so I was just sitting there and I was like, oh my gosh, Mateo. I was like, Casie, she had a studio. I was like, I'm going to message her really quick and see if she still, has it available. And I messaged her on was it Friday morning or Thursday night? She got
Yes.
back with me Friday morning.
Yeah.
I actually went in on Friday morning to
Yeah.
talk to her, signed my lease that
Yeah.
night, moved in on Sunday.
Yep.
So, I mean, it was like
Yep.
boom, boom, boom,
It
boom.
was crazy.
it's crazy how things work out.
Yeah.
Things
Yep.
work out in mysterious ways sometimes.
Oh, 100%. My dad always used to tell me, God will always close doors or keep them closed when that's not where he wants you to be. But once you are where he wants you to be, there is nothing in this world that can stop you.
Exactly.
And so when, you're just walking and these doors are just opening as you go, you just know, it just feels right. You just know that's
Yeah.
exactly where you're supposed to be.
Exactly. Yep.
So it's just been, and it's just gone up from there. So it's been amazing.
awesome.
Yeah. This is super fun. I
Do
love
you guys
it there.
have any advice for people that are wanting to start their own business or just trying to get out there with what they're doing?
My biggest advice that I wish somebody would have told me is that the first 3 years are going to kick your butt. Don't give up in those first 3 years when it is so hard, because you're not going to make any money. You're struggling. You're trying to get your name out there. But invest in yourself. Honestly, in the last 6 months is the first time I've ever invested in myself. I got headshots. I made a promotional video for my studio, and I've blown up. So, and I just was scared. I don't know if I was scared maybe to do that before, or felt like I just wasn't in a place where I was professional. I viewed myself as professional enough to do that, but do it, because I have my sales have just drove up. Don't be afraid to buy ads on Facebook. Reach out, train for it. There's small programs that you can take to look at the Instagram and Facebook algorithms and work with it. All you got to do is ask questions, and ask questions, please. Don't be afraid to ask people questions. I was terrified, and I think that my own self-hesitation just kind of really held me back. So yeah, invest in yourself. Don't quit in the first year. Do not compare your growth and where you are in life and your journey as a business owner to somebody else's, because you have no idea, where they're at in their life or how they got there. And 9 out of 10 times, they're probably struggling the same way as you are. They just aren't showing it.
Right.
So I think those would be kind of the 3 main things.
I would say don't sweat the small stuff.
That.
Seriously, there's so much that comes at you. It's like the floodgates open. When you open a business, there's so much that comes at you and that you're not expecting.
Oh my God.
And it can be very overwhelming. And at the end of the day, you just have to be okay, what am I passionate about?
Yep.
You know, and stick with that and just keep practicing and keep doing what you're doing. It will pay off because there are days, I mean, I remember having days where I had nobody.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And I'm like, what am I doing? But it just, you know, it takes a good solid, like at least 2 years.
For sure.
Even to 3 years to get a full book.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And you really, I mean, put yourself out there, step out of that comfort zone.
Exactly.
You gotta step out of your comfort zone because you're gonna hold yourself back if you don't, and you won't grow. You're not gonna grow as a business owner. You're not gonna grow as a person.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And you're gonna make mistakes.
Yes, that is exactly what I was gonna say. Make the mistakes. Make them. Don't be afraid of them.
You learn
like
from
hit them head on because you are never gonna grow if you can't learn from your mistakes.
Yep.
Those were some of the biggest mistakes I've made have been turned into my biggest blessings because had I not made them, I would have never known how to correct them or fix them. You know what I'm saying? And so
it's just gonna make you better.
Yeah.
You make a mistake. Yes. Does it suck? Absolutely.
Is it embarrassing?
Yeah,
oh my gosh.
absolutely. You know, and another thing, you got to know that you're not going to make everyone happy.
Yes. Yeah.
That's the biggest thing to learn.
100%.
And try not to take it to heart and like let it bring you down because that person's going to move on and you need to too.
Yes.
You know, and some personalities don't jive and that's okay.
Yep.
Or they're looking for something that you don't offer, whatever the case may be. You will find your people.
You will. Yep.
And people will come to you, you know, because they are your people. They fit your personality. They have similar likes and interests and all the things. And they keep coming. I keep saying, you know, I really think that most of my clients are like my best friends now.
Oh, for sure. That's so true, though.
You know?
I have turned so many friends or clients into friends. And that's another piece of advice, too, is that your clients will turn into friends faster than your friends will turn into clients. So just be prepared for that.
That's true. That's a true
I mean, your friends are going to love you. They're going to support you, but they're going to be the first people to ask for discounts.
Right.
You know? And that's okay if that's what you want to offer, but just be prepared for that. Don't let that get you down. Or people telling you that your dream is just a side hustle and you're never going to get anywhere. Because you're going to get that hate all over the place. It's just you have to make that decision yourself whether or not you believe that that's a lie. And I believe that that's a lie. So you just got to really grind.
Set boundaries.
Yeah. Oh, gosh, yeah.
People will, I always tell myself, people are going to be people. And it takes all kinds to make the world go round, and people will walk all over you. They will take advantage of your time.
Yep.
They will show up late.
Yep.
You know, they will cancel and not give you a notice. They will do all of the things.
Yep. Right. So just be prepared for that. Have a nice policy set up in place before you even start anything. I think that's a huge thing. And enforce it.
Yeah.
Like you can have a sweet heart, you can have a really kind heart, but if you run your business with a kind heart first, in actually running your business, you're going to get walked all over. So you actually, you got to set boundaries, but then you got to stick to them. You know, that's my problem.
And
that's awesome.
There's a fine line there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because you're like, okay, I need the clients, but then this person just no-showed me, but she wants to make another appointment. What do I do?
Yeah, you just.
Do I give her another shot? I need the money or whatever it may be.
Been there. Yeah.
You know? So
there's
a fine line.
Yeah.
It is too. And you got to also be generous a little bit too, and a little bit understanding. Because you don't want your clients to, look at you and think like, oh man, she just wants the money. You're going to make me pay an extra deposit or whatever. So I think that's also a fine line too, because be understanding if it's an emergency, but one time, okay. But 2 or 3 times, set your boundaries.
Thanks guys. That's great advice.
Yeah.
So where can people find you guys? Like, are you on social media, websites?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I have Instagram. I have a Facebook page as well. Facebook is at The Browco Aesthetic Studio, and then Instagram is just at The Browco Studio. Or you can find my website at www.thebrowcostudio.com. So there's tons of good information.
Same exact thing. I'm on TikTok, even Facebook, Instagram. If you go to my page too, which is just like Casie Layne Makeup and Lash Studio on Facebook, you will, if you have a hard time finding any of the girls, you're going to find them on my page too.
For sure. Yep.
You just scroll down because we all share each other's stuff. So you will find everybody on there.
Oh,
Perfect.
for sure.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Yeah,
guys. Thanks
you're
for
welcome.
coming. It was great talking to you.
Yeah, thanks for
thank you so
having
much.
us. It was super fun.
Yeah.
All right. We'll see you guys in the next episode.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.